Today we're going to be talking about interesting plants and different plant facts. All living things, not just plants, are amazing in their own ways, but some living things are truly awe-inspiring, meaning that when people see them the first time they say, "Wow, that's incredible." You probably would not say that if you saw a dandelion, but you might say it if you stood at the base of one of these giant redwood trees like this one. Redwood trees are also known as sequoia trees. They are among the largest living things on Earth. The one in this picture is famous because someone carved a tunnel through it, but most redwood trees grow this big. Redwoods are only found along the north coast, right here, northwest coast of North America, where the climate is cool and rainy. There were a lot more redwoods in America 100 years ago than there are now, but people have chopped many of them down in order to use the wood. Redwood is very valuable, and you can easily get as much wood from a single redwood as you would from 20 oak or pine trees. Fortunately, there are still a few groves left right here that are protected, meaning they can't be cut down no matter how much money someone wants to pay. Redwoods are evergreens. A redwood tree can reach the height of nearly 400 feet. That's about the same height as 100 kindergartners stacked on top of each other. That's a lot. Redwoods live an incredible 2,000 years or more. That's a long time, in case you were wondering. Here's another amazing fact about redwoods. Their cones are smaller than the cones from an ordinary white pine or other conifer you might find in your backyard. A redwood cone is about an inch in length, and its actual seeds are no larger than your fingernail. One of those fingernail-sized seeds can grow into the largest tree on Earth. If that's not amazing, nothing is. Speaking of big things in the plant kingdom, this rare flower is from a Raffleeza plant. This plant produces the largest flower in the world. It can grow to be more than 3 feet across. That's about as big as a young child, maybe like a 2-year-old. These flowers are called orchids, and they're interesting for 2 reasons. First, there are 22,000 different kinds of orchids. But there's something more interesting. They produce the smallest seed in the whole world. Orchid seeds are about the size of a dust flake. It takes about 30,000 orchid seeds to equal the weight of just 1 grain of wheat. Wow, isn't that something so tiny? And look how beautiful something from that tiny can grow. You can tell just by looking at this that there's something strange or unusual about this plant. Do you think you would be tempted to touch this plant if you saw it? This plant is called a Venus flytrap. The second word in the name Venus flytrap gives you a hint of what makes this an amazing plant. Venus flytraps do all the things other plants do. They have roots and soil and leaves. However, Venus flytraps tend to grow in very poor soil, so they get extra nutrients by eating insects. So they trap the flies and eat them. Have you ever tried to catch a fly with your hands? It's very difficult. Flies are fast, and they usually fly off before you can get that close. How does a Venus flytrap do it? Since it cannot run around like a person, the Venus flytrap must lure or attract its prey. Flies and other insects are attracted to the bright leaves. They land on the leaves and enjoy a taste of sweet nectar. As soon as the fly lands, the Venus flytrap springs into action. Can you see the little brown hairs? They are the plant's feelers. If a fly or a bug lands on it, sorry, I keep losing my place. If a fly or other bug is unlucky enough to lean against one of the hairs, the leaf will snap shut in as little as 1/10 of a second. That's faster than you can say fly. Once trapped, the insect is digested, and the plant uses the nutrients from the insect's body. Some people grow Venus flytraps in their flower pots. You don't need a fly swatter if you have one of these. This plant will help you keep your house bug-free. Do you like chocolate? Chocolate is made from the seeds of a cocoa tree, which are called cocoa beans. Cocoa beans are produced in the fruit of the tree called a cocoa pod, which you can see in this picture right here. Cocoa beans are very bitter, but if you grind them up and add sugar and milk, you'll have what you need to make a candy bar or a piece of chocolate. This is a tasty place to end this read aloud about interesting plants. We could go on and on because there are so many amazing plants in the world. So this one just taught us about all of the kind of different things, or the amazing things that plants have to offer us. So it's kind of cool to see all the different types of plants in the world.